Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me for my fall design tutorial. In this one I will be showing how to use stamping images to create these 3D looks that I have here on my samples. The colors that I used are the 5 colors from the Johens fall collection, as well as this beautiful neutral cream, number 45. For all of my stamped nails, that's the base color that I used. Number 118 in the fall collection is a bright orange cream. Number 119 is just a shade darker, a medium orange cream. 120 is this gorgeous caramel color. And we have 121, a brick red. And 122 is a darker brick red, and that's what I have there on my thumbnail. A couple of other things that you'll need are a matte top coat, and I've also used a clear no wipe top coat, in this case Accent Shine On. I use that to kind of enhance the 3D effect that we're going for here. I didn't want to use too much of the polish as it could sometimes wrinkle on me, so the clear was used to give more of a 3D look. Now the plate that I used is Moyra I Fill You, number 45. It's loaded with gorgeous patterns. And for my current manicure, I've used this flower pattern here, that swirl design, that kind of leafy look, and the round flower design there. And I did a couple of other samples using this rose pattern, this kind of jewel mandala look, and this ribbon pattern, and just use some different colors, different color palette, so you can just see how versatile you can be with these patterns. You can do an all-over nail look, or just like half a nail like I did on that center one. Now a must for this really is going to be a fine line detail brush. In this case I'm using the Fine Lace Detailer from Johens. It's the perfect size. It's really a perfect fine line brush. You will need that so you can get into all the fine little nooks and crannies of your designs. For the stamping, I used Nina from Zoya. I just like the brown color. It kind of went with the fall look. And I've used a little an LED flashlight here to flash cure in between my painting, just to make sure that my colors didn't run together. Another thing that I highly recommend is a clear stamper. This one from Moyra. Perfect size, really. You can take the bottom out, and it's just will make your life a lot easier for you to be able to see where you're placing your stamp instead of just kind of guessing with a opaque stamper. Alright, so for our first sample I have done 2 coats of the number 45 cream color. I've removed the sticky layer. The Johens has has almost no tack to it, but just to be on the safe side I did go ahead and give that a swipe with alcohol. And I'm going to pick up my stamp here. And I'm just going to see where looks best on the nail. And now we're ready to go ahead and top coat with our matte top coat. The reason that I'm using this is the matte top coat makes it easier to keep the colors where you put them. If you try and paint over a slick, shiny surface, if you've done this before, you might know that those gel polishes might spread on you a little more likely. So in this case, that's the reason I'm using the matte. So I'm just getting a few drops of each color on my palette here to work with. You can mix these, if you have thinner gel polishes, you can mix these with a little bit of a thick builder gel, like a super thick builder gel. I wouldn't use one that is a thinner viscosity. I would use one that's a slightly thicker. It might make it easier for you. You can do that to make sure that your colors don't run together. And at this point, you just look at your design and decide how many colors and you know, which combination of colors that you're going to use. In this case, I'm using 2 of each color to start with and going around that design. When you pick up your color, only pick up a small amount. Basically, what you're going to do is create a wet layer with a small amount of your color. You're going to kind of push that just to the outline, and if you need to, clean off the tip of your brush as you get towards that corner part. You don't want a lot, and you're just going to barely use the tip of that brush to kind of sweep it into the corner there very carefully. And once you get your wet layer down, I'm going to pick up a little bit more. This is going to help create a little bit more of a 3D look. I'm going to place it into the widest portion of the design. Sorry for the blurriness. And then with the tip of the brush, just almost using just the surface tension of the polish, you're going to sweep that down towards the corner piece. And there you have your first piece painted in. I'm going to go ahead and flash cure that. And I'm going to come in. I've decided to do 2 colors of each, each of the colors, starting with the lightest color, going to the darkest. And again, just get your wet layer down first, and then come in and add another dollop of polish. Not a lot. If you don't have a little flashlight, you can just place your hand in your lamp for a couple of seconds and flash cure that. Alright, so I cleaned my brush going into the next color. Now if you make the mistake of using too much of the polish and it runs into your design, kind of like it did there at the bottom, like I did just there, you can use a detail brush to come in and wipe that away. And I noticed as I was doing that up there near the top, it started to run into the next color. So I didn't want that. You want to try and keep the delineated, segmented look. So I just removed it and repainted it. Alright, so for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video a little bit. I think you get the gist of how this is working. And again, I am flash curing in between each segment that I do. I'm just not showing that on camera. Alright, so I've painted the top portion of that as well, the same way, and now I'm coming in with that base color, and we're going to fill in the rest with our cream color. Now if you find that some of these areas are just too small for you to paint like individually, you can just kind of combine two of those areas together. No one's really going to notice that that's not part of the design. So if just make it easier for you, because it can drive you a little nuts trying to make sure that you're not painting over the lines in these very teeny little areas. I just love how this looks when it's finished, that segmented look. It's very cool looking. And I've gone ahead and done a full cure in my lamp. And now we're ready to go ahead and apply our top coat. Now you could do just one coat of polish over the entire nail, but you'll lose that segmented 3D look if you were to do that. So if you prefer to skip this step, that's certainly what you can do. I did want to keep the 3D segmented look, so I'm just going over each area individually. It didn't take me that long, maybe 5 minutes to do so, and just to protect that gel polish. And after doing a full cure, there's our nail out of the lamp. So it's not hard, it's just time consuming. Now for our next nail, I've already stamped this. Again, I've used the number 45 cream color as the base. I've used the Zoya Nina to stamp the image and applied a coat of matte top coat over that. The two colors I'm only using two for this one. Number 119, that's that medium orange, and we're using that kind of brick red 121. Now again, for this one I'm not doing the entire nail, we're only going to paint the flowers. And I'm going to create a gradient. I'm going to use the darker color at the base of the petal. The 3D look is going to come from our top coat. I'm not going to use the polish for this one to create the 3D look. It was just easier to get the gradient this way, so picking up a very tiny amount of our brick red, I'm going to start at the base, give that a swipe up, and then we're going to feather it out towards the center. And then we're going to come in with that medium orange and fill in the top and blend it in the center with our brick red. Again, being careful to keep within the lines. And just blend. If you need to add more of the brick red, you can do so. I'm going to move on. I'm going to do every other petal, and then I'm going to do a flash cure, and then I'm going to come in and finish off the rest of the petals. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and give our design a little more 3D look with our top coat. Again, I'm just coming in with a very small amount, and I'm going to flash cure in between each one because this top coat is a little thin and it does like to spread, so I am flash curing for each little petal that I do. Alright, so here are the finished nails, and I know I'm always saying that it's easy, and this is easy in the way that you're simply coloring within the lines, but it is a test of patience. I will tell you that. It does take a while. I don't want that to discourage you because the effect is really quite pretty and very distinctive, and I've already got a ton of compliments from people as I've been out and about on these, so it's worth it in my opinion. And again, you can use any color scheme that you desire. Really, the possibilities are endless with this. I just really love the 3D effect you can get with this. You can use decals as well if you don't have any stamps. So I will leave links down below to all the products that I've used, as always. Check below for that. If you liked the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. I really would appreciate that. And thank you for joining me. And until next time, I will see you guys later.